Despite what modern technology has done to advance the treatment of cataracts, the greatest challenge in our field continues to be the large and increasing backlog of cataract blindness in developing countries. Reducing this backlog of cataract blindness is a formidable challenge. In developing world like in India, social and economic factors often result in delayed presentation until advanced stages such as intumescent, mature and hypermature cataracts. Hence, complications such as phacolytic and phacomorphic glaucomas are not uncommon. In this video, we present a series of 3 cases with lens-induced glaucoma managed by manual sutureless small incision cataract surgery. The first case is a recent onset phacolytic glaucoma. Conjunctival dissection and gentle cautery is done. A 6 to 6.5 mm sclerocorneal tunnel is constructed using a crescent knife. Side port incision is made, anterior chamber reformed with air bubble, and Tryphon blue is used to stain the capsule. Sclerocorneal tunnel is then extended using a 3.2 mm keratome. A small nick is made in the stained anterior capsule. Through this window, liquid cortex is milked out of the capsular bag. Then a viscoelastic is used to fill the capsular bag to do a comfortable capsulorhexis. A continuous curvilinear capsulorhexis is done using a bent cystitome. This is followed by the important step of prolapsing the nucleus into anterior chamber. This is safely done using 2 instruments, a cyclodialysis spatula and a Sinskey hook. The nucleus is sandwiched between the 2 instruments and prolapsed safely from a previously compromised capsular bag. The prolapsed nucleus is then extracted out of the eye using an irrigating vectis. A Sinskey hook is being used to pull out the locked nucleus in the tunnel. After reforming the anterior chamber with viscoelastic, a 3-piece rigid intraocular lens is implanted in the capsular bag. Residual viscoelastic is washed and the valve is tightened by injecting ringer lactate through the side port, and conjunctival flap is reupposed using bipolar cautery. Finally, we see the intraocular lens within the capsular bag with a good postoperative vision on the first postoperative day. The second case is a long-standing phacolytic glaucoma. Surgery is started in the same manner as before. Note, in this case, the liquid cortex has filled the anterior chamber, leading to a very high intraocular pressure. Through the side port incision, the milky cortex is washed using ringer lactate, exposing the small pupil with dense posterior synechiae. Synechiolisis and multiple sphincterotomy are performed to enlarge the size of the pupil. A linear capsulotomy is made using a bent cystitome, and this is followed by tumbling the nucleus into the anterior chamber. Further, the nucleus is extracted out of the eye using an irrigating vectis. A 3-piece rigid intraocular lens is implanted in the sulcus. Note again the liquid cortex in vitreous. This will take several days to get absorbed, and a delay in visual recovery is discussed with the patient. The third case is a patient with long-standing phacomorphic glaucoma with a very high intraocular pressure and an absolutely flat anterior chamber. Here the plan is to do a mitomycin C enhanced manual small incision cataract surgery with a trabeculectomy. Note that these patients are prone to expulsive suprachoroidal hemorrhage during the procedure. To avoid these complications, a small amount of vitreous is aspirated using a 26 gauge needle introduced through the pars plana. Besides deepening the chamber, it decompresses the eye and thus reduces the intraocular pressure. A continuous curvilinear capsulorhexis is done comfortably, but note that the rhexis should be large to safely prolapse the huge nucleus from the capsular bag. Here again, a bimanual technique is used to prolapse the nucleus into anterior chamber. The prolapsed nucleus is then extracted out of the eye using an irrigating vectis. After implantation of intraocular lens, a Kelly sponge is used to excise a block of trabecular tissue from the posterior lip of the scleral tunnel incision. Through the punched window, a peripheral iridectomy is performed. The scleral tunnel is well approximated and closed with two interrupted 10-0 nylon suture on either side of the punched area. Conjunctival flap is closed with 8-0 vicryl in a watertight manner. The patency of trabeculectomy is tested by injecting ringer lactate through side port and watching fluid seep through the wound edges. To deal with advanced cataracts and lens-induced glaucomas in developing world, we need a safe and effective technique. One such technique is manual sutureless small incision cataract surgery.